Comment big milkers below.
Comment milkies down below.
Welcome back to Everything and Nothing. This is episode 25, not 24 that I've written down here on my laptop.
You know what's funnier than 24?
25.
Exactly.
Little SpongeBob reference for
those that don't know. If you don't know, get to know, guys.
Yeah. If you're not a SpongeBob enjoyer, I'm sorry for your childhood. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Then you shouldn't be here.
Speaking of childhood and things to do with childhood, wow, I'm getting good at these podcast transitions.
25.
Today, we are going to be jumping into a little thread of lies that parents tell kids, because on my TikTok feed, I've been seeing some comments on, like, people have just been asking, like, what, mainly for parents asking for, like, funny hacks to tell your kids to kind of help you parent and stuff like that. Some of them are outrageous, some of them are funny, some of them are smart as well, as in, like, actually kind of helpful to point certain things out, which you'll know what I mean when we get into these things. But yeah, without further ado, I think we better just jump in and just reel some off.
And I know a lot of these happened to me.
Yeah, before we start, do you know of any lies that your parents did, like, tell you, like little white lies?
Some of the ones that I've seen on here that I relate to are not ones that my parents said to me. The main one, which isn't a white lie, is just that, well, I mean, it depends what you want to clarify as a white lie. Yeah. My parents never, like, ever told me that Santa was not real. Right. Like, I don't
think mine ever did. You just kind of find out. What?
Okay, cut the cameras.
Wait, what?
Is that not common? Literally all of my friends, like when I was in secondary school, I still thought Santa was real.
Okay, yeah, that's concerning. But I don't think my parents ever explicitly sat me down and was like, oh yeah, Santa's not real, by the way. Oh, no, I've got a funny story about this, by the way. It's like how I found out.
I still thought that Santa was real in secondary school. And my parents, and if I actively asked my parents, is Santa real? Even up to probably 13.
Oh, well, they would actively tell you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
The way I found out Santa wasn't real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cut the cameras. What?
The way I found out Santa wasn't real was actually so funny. So when I was a kid and Christmas would roll around, and I imagine that a lot of other kids would be the same, like, because you're so excited, like, you just don't actually sleep. Like, you just be laying in bed. And, or at least for me, I just never slept before Christmas when I was a kid. Like, I could never sleep, even when I tried, like, because in my head as a kid, I was like, oh, if I sleep now, Christmas will come faster. Like, in my head. Pause, Jesus.
Pause.
Pause of hell. But Christmas will arrive sooner, to me, like, perceptively. And
yes.
But I couldn't sleep. And obviously, we all know now, sorry guys, if you don't know, why the fuck are you watching this if you think Santa's still real, to be honest?
Me. I'm like, what?
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I couldn't sleep. And obviously Santa's not real. So obviously your parents have to put the presents under the tree. And I had, me and my brother always had our, like, Christmas stocking on, like, the outside of our bedroom door. Mm-hmm. My dad is a heavy guy, right? And and we had a garage. Mm-hmm. He obviously just thought we were asleep. Or we was kind of at the age where, like, if we did find out it wasn't real, like, it wasn't that deep, like, I wasn't going to lose sleep over it. No pun intended. And I heard him opening the garage and getting our presents out of the garage and, like, putting them under the tree and, like, creeping up the stairs and shit. And when my dad would always go up the stairs, I don't know why are people's dads, when they get to a certain age, I don't know what age it is, they just make noises when they're doing everything. So my dad was just walking up the stairs and then he'd get to the top of the stairs and he'd just be like, like that. And I remember so funny, like, trying not to laugh in my sleep. I knew it was my dad. I didn't care because, like I said, I was that old.
It was him.
I knew it was my dad. And we was downstairs. I think it was on Christmas Day or Boxing Day or something, maybe. And my dad, like, because again, we was at the age where, like, you know by now, if you haven't found out already, like, you're now finding out that Santa is real. So maybe this was my dad, like, softly telling me it wasn't, because he didn't know I heard this. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I can't remember what he specifically said, but something that pertained to, like, oh, ha, like, it was Santa. Like, it wasn't me and your mum, it was Santa that got you that or whatever. And I was just like, nah, no, Santa's not real, because I heard you come up the stairs last night and make this noise, and I did the same noise again. Caught you red-handed, bitch.
Santa's over. Christmas is done.
Yeah, I fully forgot about it. I didn't even plan to tell that story until you said that.
Funny.
That is yeah, that's a funny memory. But do you have any other ones, or just like general ones, like lies or little white lies your parents will tell you, or even ones you would tell them as a kid? I used to fucking lie about everything.
Oh, I used to. Like as a kid, I used to lie and hide a lot of things from my parents.
The lie my dad used to lie about the most, so it wasn't really a lie, it was more of an empty threat, was like when I'd be on my Xbox for too long, because our house backed onto a river, like our garden, and he used to say if I'm on my Xbox any longer, he'd unplug my Xbox and throw it in the river. And I remember one day when I was like...
That's such a dad thing to say as well.
Whenever he'd be angry and I was on my Xbox, he'd do that. And then I remember one day, I thought I was a bit older, and he came in my room and started saying the same shit. But he said he wasn't like actually angrily saying that. He kind of said it as a joke because he used to say it a lot when he was a kid. And I thought, this fucking guy doesn't even know how to use an Xbox. So I went, go on then, turn it off.
I literally switch it off.
Oh, it's my PlayStation, because you have a little touch sensor on it, and it's like a tiny little thin strip. Like even I didn't know when I unboxed it how to turn it on and off. I literally said to him, if you can figure out how to turn it off without unplugging it, I went, you can throw it in the river. And he sat there for about 5 minutes patting around this fucking PlayStation trying to figure out.
And then so annoyed.
He was like initially annoyed, but because he found it funny, like he just laughed and walked out. Like I think he did switching it off at the plug, and he just laughed and walked off. It was so funny. I was like, this fucking guy don't know how to switch anything off. Like my dad doesn't even know how to use a laptop that he's got now, barely, like to watch football and shit on.
The closest thing I can think of, and this isn't even what my parents were lying about to me, this is what something that I did and lied about to my parents.
Yeah.
And I think I've told you about this before.
Probably.
Did I ever tell you what I used to do, like if I got given food I didn't want to eat?
I feel like you have,
Toast.
but I forgot.
Is that ringing any bells?
Tell me anyway, because it'll be good for the pod, but I feel like you have, but I forgot.
I remember when I was younger, my mum would make me Marmite on toast nearly every day, and I would...
Which is ironic, because you fucking love Marmite on toast
Yeah,
now.
I love it now. I literally love Marmite on toast now, but as a kid, I just was so picky. I didn't want to eat anything. And I used to lie and pretend that I ate it, when in reality, I would hide the toast in places around the house, not thinking about the fact as a kid that obviously it's going to go mouldy. It's not going to disappear.
You have told me this.
And guys, and I'm not just saying like, oh, I just like hid it under like, I don't know, under a drawer. I remember I put toast in CD players. Like in the CD player slots.
That's so funny.
I used to, one of my go-to places.
Well, like whole slices of toast, not even just like little bits that you didn't want to finish off. Like...
No. I didn't eat any of it. I'd put bits
How
of
old were you when you were doing this?
Too old. No, single digits.
Oh, okay.
But like,
yeah.
Probably like...
Well, you kind of have to be. You have to be smart enough to even figure out that's even an option to do.
But also not old enough to understand like object permanence and the foods. Yeah.
You're just
in my
outside,
head, it was
out of mind.
Exactly. And I used to put them in CD like DVD things, like the slots. You know what I'm on about. Like when you put the DVD in it and push it in.
On. Oh, what's this fucking Marmite on toast that's been there for 2 weeks?
And I used to put them behind the tumble dryer. That was a fan favourite. That was a fan favourite. Behind the tumble dryer. Even if they know it's there,
they're not going to get it out.
Yeah, and I used to lie and say that I ate it every time.
Funny.
Until one day someone found loads of bread behind the tumble dryer, and I like tried to convince them it wasn't me, and they were like, "Well, literally, who else would it be? Who else would have done that?"
Yeah, because your siblings would have been like way past doing that at this point.
My siblings were teenagers.
Yeah,
I was like 6 or like something. Toast. I don't know. If that.
I was the epitome of that as a kid, like getting caught in a lie and just being like, nah, like doing everything. Take it to the grave, plead the fifth.
I remember as well where I used to lie about random shit, like I didn't gain anything from lying about it. I just would do it. Like I remember once my dad went on holiday and he came back and he told me he got stung by a jellyfish, and then I went into school the next day and told everyone that he had his hands bitten off by a shark. What do I gain from that? I don't get aura points from that.
Yeah, aura points. You're in an aura deficit from that.
But in terms of my parents lying about little things to me, I can't actually remember many. Not that my parents said to me.
I feel like there would have been loads of mine, but they've probably told me like since I've been older as well. But I probably just forgot. I'm trying to think back now, the sort of things that like would have actually been worth them lying to me about. I don't really know. I don't really have any, but let's get into some of the ones that we have found.
Yeah, let's head to Reddit, because also there's There's ones on here that I definitely relate to. They're just not like ones from parents necessarily.
Yeah.
The one that I was thinking of, which I feel like you might relate to because you have an older brother. My brother and I would pretend to plug in a third controller on the PlayStation so my young little brother would think he's playing with us.
Yeah.
Or they'd be like, you're playing the bad guy, when in reality, like, it's just the computer playing.
That
and
was
like,
me.
That was me.
I was the little one that like, wanted to play like COD with my brother or whatever. But the thing is, I don't know. As a kid, I don't even know how. It only works when you're really young, I guess. But like, if my brother would have his friend round and they're playing like COD, they're playing like a 1v1 or whatever, and I wanted to play, they would do that same thing where they just pretend to connect a controller or like pretend to plug it in.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but and you just don't figure it out.
No, I never figured it out.
There's three of us here sitting there playing, and there's two things on there, but somehow I'm controlling one. Like it didn't make any sense.
But it was that thing of like the games that I play with my brother, and he'd be like, "Oh, you're like playing the bad guy," and I would truthfully think that like I am that computer.
It is kind of
playing.
cute in a way. It's kind of fun. It is a little bit evil, but kind of cute in a way as well. Like
it's
how
like a harmless thing because like as a kid you don't know any different, and you think you're playing it. So if you think you're playing it, then like
kids have the craziest imaginations. How can you fucking like? The fact that they can just have so much fun not actually playing or doing it, but just thinking they are like, oh, it's actually cute, man.
That's all they need, guys.
That is. I've got one here it's more of like a smart parenting hack that I got. I thought that's actually like a very good idea. And I saw lots of variations of this. Like I remember like two of them.
Okay.
So this parent told their kid that their ears turn red when they're lying.
Oh, I saw a few of these.
So now whenever they lie, they cover their ears so the parents know they're lying.
No, I saw that on TikTok and I thought that's actually really clever.
And there was also one that said a similar thing, but when they're lying, their tongues are purple. And they said it worked for a while until one day when the parents were out, the three kids got together, sat in front of a mirror and did it, like told lies to and checked each other. And I think she said it was the youngest one that told them to do it.
If you were doing it as like a very young kid that didn't think, oh, I'm going to look in the mirror, say like you could definitely like use that for quite a while. I think.
Yeah. She said it worked for a while until they all banded together and figured it out.
Yeah, that's clever. Honestly, that's clever.
Yeah.
This is one that someone like put on Reddit from their perspective that their parent told them. They said, the human body is only allotted so many words a year, and if you talk too much now, you might not be able to talk for the rest of the year.
to make
them shut up as a kid.
Lies like that on me wouldn't work as a kid because I would fucking test it. I would talk more to prove your point wrong. And even if that ends up in me getting proved wrong,
I think it would work on me because
what did she say the consequence was? Like if you did talk too much?
You just can't talk at all for the rest of the year.
Oh, I would have fucking tested it.
I wouldn't have. I would have been so scared.
My brain as a kid, like I would have been like some derivative. I would have probably just blindly tested it or whatever, but then I would have thought like, because if that works and then it's a real thing, then like people know about it. So they just know I've used up all my words. And then when I go into school and I can't speak and answer questions at school and shit, which is all, I'd probably think that as well. I'd probably be like, I don't want to answer questions at school. I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have worked for me. But that is a smart one though.
Layers.
I'm trying to remember what it was. So I saw one that I haven't found to put in this, but what was it? It was a hack on a similar thing that would, this is a very smart one. Whenever you want some time to yourself, like as a parent or whatever, you want to just go lie down in the lounge or whatever, you say, right, I'm going for a nap in 10 minutes. Wake me up in 10 minutes so we can do the cleaning or do your chores.
Oh, and the kids obviously don't want to do it.
So the kids won't wake you up, but you've double bluffed them and you're getting time to sleep. That one's fucking smart. That's
clever.
So a lot of these, because I always think as well, and JME spoke about this on a podcast. I think he went on What's Good and spoke about it, about how like, he doesn't lie to his kid. So even with things like Santa and stuff like that, he doesn't say Santa's real or not real or whatever. Or like if she asked like directly is Santa real, I don't know, he'd probably say no. But he a lot of the times, or if it's stuff like that where if she asked, oh, is Santa real? He didn't want to lie to her and say yes, but he also didn't want to like take the, you know, like the childish, the magic away from her. So he'd go, what do you think? And get his kid to be like, oh, whatever. And he's like, whatever you think, cool. Like, that's how it is. And I really liked it. And he explained more of it. Like that Santa one's a very obvious thing. And I really, really liked it. And I thought if I ever become a parent, like, I kind of want to do that. But if I was the white lie, it'd be stuff like that where it's literally harmless to no one. Like, it doesn't change the way anyone thinks. It's just they want to get out of something little.
But the downside of doing that, though, is if you're teaching your kid that whatever they think is the truth, that could have implications when they're older.
He spoke about it a lot more. There has to be
boundaries with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
For when he was on the podcast, Mini Minute goes back and forth with him and kind of picks his brains. And he explains everything. It's very well, like, thought out, well-rounded and shit. And there's some things that, obviously, everyone parents differently. There's some things you might agree with, some things you don't agree with. But I really liked it. But yeah, that is funny. That lie down hack. Yeah, I rate that because it's like it's not harming anyone because they don't want. The only thing it is doing is making them be a little bit sneaky, like literally the tiniest bit sneaky. By like they don't want to do something, so they're going to avoid doing it. But like it's such a minor thing. Like every kid has to do chores.
It's a win-win situ by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
This one I thought was quite scary, and I definitely would have fallen for it as a child.
I think it was my turn, but go on. It's fine.
What one did I just say?
You said the. Oh no, you didn't actually. No. Sorry, apologies. I take that back. You were right because I said the one, but it's because it wasn't one on my list.
You hearing this, guys? I'm being silenced.
I said sorry.
Good. I heard a mum say that she would tell her kids that mannequins were actually kids who didn't listen in the store.
I saw one very, very similar to that.
That is scary.
I saw one that was so similar. That was if the parent was telling the kids, if you go and hide in the clothing rails or whatever, the staff will snatch you and turn you into a mannequin.
That would work on me. I would be so scared.
I was too much of a little shit because if stuff sounds too far-fetched to me as a kid, even though kids do believe a lot of shit, like I don't know, I don't know how to categorize it, why my brain would think it, but I know if my mum told me that when I was a kid, I'd be like, bullshit.
Oh, no, see, I wouldn't. I would probably just cry. Honestly, I would be so scared. I
think my mum would probably tell me something to do with like, I feel like this is one that my parents used to always do to me. Or if I was being annoying, because I was such an annoying kid to my parents, annoying when they're in like a store and we're waiting in line for something or whatever. My mum would be like, oh, the man's going to come over and tell you off and stuff, which is what quite a lot of kids do. Like, thinking back on it now, probably being in like fucking JD Sports or whatever, the man is like an 18-year-old kid that's got his first
job.
But
like, at the time, that's really scary.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Oh, my
I'm like, oh shit, someone else, like you telling me off.
The man.
Whatever, but another guy. Yeah, the scary shit. Is it my go again?
Yes.
It's actually my go now. This one is so funny to me. It's been read out before, like Shits and Gigs read it out one before, but I still find it so fun. This one's slightly different. And it was that when the ice cream van plays music, it means they're sorry that they've run out of ice cream.
That's the next one that I have.
So we hope you enjoy the music instead because we've run out of ice cream.
That's literally the next one I had lined up because I thought that is so brutal. That you only hear the music playing when they've run out of ice cream.
Did you? Because I felt like this a lot since I've just been a bit older or whatever. But like logically, my age shouldn't correlate to it. But like I feel like I don't ever see ice cream vans anymore. Did you have an ice cream van like near you when you was a kid?
I saw ice cream vans in my hometown, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You probably did
but that's because it's quite like a tight knit little like beach town vibe. Like it makes sense to have an ice cream van, you know. I
had one that used to. It was really annoying because I lived on a little road. It was like you turn off the main road into this road, and then we're on one of the little side streets. But there was like a big kind of like circle of houses, like a circle road behind us, where it would go. So it'd drive off the main road, past my road, and then go around all those houses at the back. So if I ever wanted for one, if two allowed to go and get an ice cream, I'd have to go hear it, drive down, and then walk like out my house, down the street, over a bridge, to this little estate of houses or whatever, and get one. And it pissed me off, and I remember vividly being a kid and being annoyed about it. He used to start coming down the street like when I was kind of at the age where like I'm not really excited about the ice cream van or whatever, and I was like, why couldn't he have done that at the time?
You mugged me off.
Yeah, it felt like my parents had told him don't fucking love that.
Quick one about ice cream vans in your area. Two things. One, there is an ice cream van in my current area in London, which I find really rogue.
That's scary.
Near my house, I see there's a garage where they all park in, and there's like 5 of them in there.
But that's the thing. I thought ice cream men just like had that. Might be the stupidest thing I've ever said, but I thought ice cream men We're just like they just park it on their driveway. It's like
yeah, maybe. Well, that's what I thought as well.
Like a parking lot of all of the fucking ice cream
But the
men.
one near me there is a garage and it's full of them.
Oh, what the fuck? That's really scary.
Second thing, back in the day, did you have a milkman? Because we had a milkman, but to me that feels so like medieval.
No, but I think people did. We didn't. He didn't specifically like deliver to us, but like they would be around. Like there was milk.
Yeah, we didn't get milk from the milkman, I don't think, but like it would come down our road.
Yeah, we had one.
Which I think is crazy when I think back.
Do they still exist?
I don't know.
Do milkmen exist?
I don't know, guys. Do milkmen still exist? I don't know.
Yeah,
if they do, they're probably not. There's probably not many of them.
If any of you get milk delivered to your house, comment milk.
Comment milkies.
Yeah, comment big milkers below in the description.
Comment milkies down below.
Fuck's sake! Right.
Is it my go?
Yeah, it's your turn.
This one is a bit of a rogue one. Like it's just a bit weird, but I'd like to think this guy's telling the truth. It feels like a weird thing to lie about. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was told that if a centipede counted my teeth, I would die. To this day, I close my mouth when I see a centipede. I'm over 40 years old.
For what purpose?
Layers to this. How often do you see centipedes?
Oh, I wouldn't even be able to tell if it was or
notice that
one.
You're seeing one. And like, why would you have your teeth out when you're seeing it? Why
would you have your teeth out? Two, if you do have your teeth out, why does it fucking matter? It's a centipede. It's not going to jump up and...
Like, why would I be looking at a centipede growling? I'm not showing teeth at a centipede.
And like, if a centipede counts your teeth, how would a centipede count your teeth?
And why have you been told that? What has somebody gained from telling you that?
Was it maybe like to stop them playing with like? But they wouldn't stop you playing with them. You just close your mouth.
You just close your mouth. Like, what do you gain from that?
And then it's not even like they're that often. For example, like a fly, where it's like, oh, they're so common that the kid is just basically telling the kid to shut up.
A centipede is quite rogue.
That is so strange. I think I saw that one, but I thought that is too niche. Like,
yeah, really niche.
This one is just stupid. Mm-hmm. This one is my mum told my sister that they only named hurricanes after girls, otherwise they would be. My mum, I probably edited that out, but actually, fuck it, it's staying in now because I'm creasing at it. I just fucked up saying that completely. Right. My mum told my sister that they only named hurricanes after girls, otherwise they would be hurricanes. Literally, there's no like benefit, drawback, whatever to that. It's just stupid.
A straight up lie.
But the kids believed it. Well, her sister might have believed it. Like hurricanes. Fuck's sake. Why are hurricanes only named after girls? Are they only named after girls? Well, for the most part.
Hold on.
I think I can only think of ones named after girls, but surely there's some. Oh wait, no, isn't it? I think hurricanes are named after girls, and a different natural disaster is named after guys, right? Like I think it might. Is it earthquakes? I think earthquakes might be named after guys, or I could be chatting complete shit as normal. Does it not say?
That's a storm though. That's not really a hurricane.
Oh, that counts. That will count. Like a big storm.
There's storms called Ashley, Bert, and Connell.
Bert and Connell. Okay, so they're not only named after girls, but that makes that like even more stupider.
So
is
silly.
Stupider a word? I probably sound stupid. Even more stupider.
This one I thought was quite clever because I feel like this is something.
I actually just said that with full deadpan.
Stupider.
Even more stupider. Fuck me.
Get a load of this guy. Seriously.
That reminded me of SpongeBob. I don't know why. I feel like people say that in SpongeBob. Like to Patrick and shit when he's at like the beach and
get
a load of this guy.
Yeah, I feel like that is something they would say. Or like oh brother,
like
this
the same guy that goes my leg.
Yeah, exactly. This one I feel like is quite clever and is the kind of thing that my parents probably should have done with me.
Yeah. Okay, where's this going?
No, it's just because it'll make sense. When I was a kid, my dad told me it cost 25 cents to change the radio station to keep me from fucking with the radio in his car. I believed that until I was 14. See, that I think is just clever.
that is clever, yeah.
Because I used to, like, if I was in the car with my dad, he'd put on, like,
some shit
like
music.
Classic, BBC, I don't know what it is.
Like, you're like, Dad, give me the aux, put my playlist on.
Yeah. Like, I want Capital FM.
Bust me some of that. I was about to say watermelon, fucking cocoa melon. That's what I'm trying to say.
Bust me some of that watermelon. Comment watermelon milkies down below.
Bust me that watermelon. What the fuck am I on about today? Oh my god. Fucking cocoa melon, not watermelon.
Bust me some of that cocoa melon, please, guys.
Yeah. Please, Dad. Please, Dad. Please, Dad, can you bust me some of that cocoa melon?
Yeah. Exactly.
I've had enough of my brain today.
So yeah, it probably would have been
crying.
it probably would have been good if my parents did that so
smart.
that I wouldn't fuck with the radio station and turn off like some classics thing that my dad listens to.
I've got one that's very similar. It's a short and sweet one, and it's not even like to lie to the kid. It's just, dad was just lying for no reason. But it was I don't even need the phone. I remember this one. So locked in today. It was that my dad told me that he has a secret button that can change the traffic lights from red to green, and he believed it till he was like 14.
But then with that argument, then surely you'd never stop at any red lights.
Well, like if it's stopping and not changing, then go on then, press it.
Press
like, why
it
are we
then,
stuck here? And Dad's just got to make up
He'd
some...
be like, no, I can't.
It's just aura farming. It's the fact that this thing is like, no, wait.
We got to practice humbleness.
I'll do it now. And then he somehow times it right. Or he's going to time it right because it goes yellow first.
It's like sometimes we can't get everything we want in life. We've got to be humble.
We can't make it obvious. We can't let anyone else know.
Otherwise it's too bait. It's too bait.
Fuck's sake.
This is another one.
Yeah.
This is just stupid. My parents convinced us that the person knocking on our door on weekend nights when we were asleep was our Uncle Shiloh stopping to say hello. We don't even have an Uncle Shiloh. It was the pizza guy.
Wait, so read the start of that one again. So when someone's knocking on the door on what? Like a Friday night?
Weekend nights. The parents were ordering pizza after the kids were asleep. And then whenever the kids would hear the door knock,
that's what
they'd be like,
clicking.
who was knocking on the door? And they'd be like, oh, it's your Uncle Shiloh just stopping by to say hello. The kids would always be like, oh, fair. Never questioned this guy. And then they found out they never even had an Uncle Shiloh and it was a pizza guy this whole time.
What I was questioning was how have the kids never clocked it? But it's because, like you said, after they're asleep.
It's after they're meant to be asleep.
That makes sense.
So
we don't even have an Uncle Shiloh. That's the funniest part.
We don't even have an Uncle Shiloh.
I wonder how many relatives you can convince a kid that you have. Like you can just tell everyone.
Depending on the age, you could probably convince them.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know who it was. I feel like there was someone I knew when I was a kid that used to try and convince me that like their friends were like their cousins or some shit. I don't know. It might have been one of my cousins.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I feel like that's kind of common, and like you can convince a kid that.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Go on.
I've got one here, and I've included it because you know how I was saying about I'd call bullshit on a lot of things. Exact same thing here. My mum told my brother that a penguin. My mum told my brother and I that a penguin lived behind the fridge, and that if we left the door open too long, we'd steal his cold, and he'd get mad and come out and bite us. It worked on my brother. I asked my mum to move the fridge so I could pet the penguin. I would think the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, you would say,
I'd be like, we've got a penguin living in our house. That's the coolest shit ever. Show me him. We've got a pet penguin. And I'd probably end up going to tell all the kids at school before.
I've got a penguin in my fridge,
I've got a fucking penguin at home. And then, but the thing is, the repercussion of that is I go and tell all my friends that, and they think I'm a liar. I'm not a liar. My fucking mum's a liar.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake,
bitch.
Man. I wonder if / how many times that happened to me as a kid, and I probably still don't know to this day.
What, where you've like unintentionally spread lies?
I mean, I don't remember doing it if I did. I don't think I used to bullshit that much as a kid. Like to my friends and stuff. I mean, obviously everyone does to a degree, but like about weird stuff like that, like having a pet flipping. A lot of kids what I would do is, but literally every kid under the sun does this. If someone was saying some shit like that, oh, I've got a pet penguin, and like, yeah, well, I've got a fucking pet whale in my fish tank.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they just one up you.
Try and one up everyone.
I
would do
remember
that
another pointless thing that I lied about to my dad once, and I think I've told him this now. I gained nothing from it.
Yeah.
There was an advert on the TV when I was younger. No way, an advert on the TV.
God, we're showing our age.
Yeah. And it was like a what am I trying to say? It was like a laundry product advert, okay?
Yeah.
That's all the context you need to know. And it had a song to it. And as a kid, for some reason, I had a hyperfixation on the song.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry, I'm laughing already because just you saying an advert about a thing made me think. Have you seen the kitchen gun video?
Oh.
Oh my god, I need to show you. So you know like the Sillet Bang thing? So it's like a bang and a dirt is gone.
I think I have seen this.
What makes up a stupid thing about new kitchen gun? It's just him going up to random shit in the kitchen, just be like,
And just shooting,
bang,
yeah.
and it's just like a shit post edit, but it's fucking funny.
Hi, I'm Derek Bum. Say goodbye to daily stains and dirty surfaces with new kitchen gun. This sink is filthy. And it sparkles like new. Look how it cleans this greasy hob. Goodbye, dirt. Grubby tiles. Rusty taps. You can even use it on the washing up. There, all clean again. New kitchen gun, now with laser sight and night vision for after dark cleaning.
This was just a normal laundry advert, but I became hyperfixated on the song in the advert, which also really speaks volumes about my brain. Why as a kid was I
tisming.
And I can still remember it. I'm not going to sing it.
Do it.
I'm not going to sing it.
If you know the song, surely you know surely the product's in there, no?
No, because it's just a random song that he just put in the background.
Oh, okay.
The song has nothing to do with the product.
Kind of like the LV car adverts, whatever. Random
exactly.
Song. Yeah,
it's just a random song. Basically, to cut a long story short, I've waffled about this way too long already. I was singing it one day and my dad was like, oh, that's nice. What is it? I told him that I made that song and that I wrote it and came up with it. And my dad was honestly so impressed with me. And he was like, Lexie, that's really good. Like, how did you come up with that? And I was just like, I don't know. I just have like a talent for it.
My brain can never remember lyrics if I tried, so I wouldn't have been able to do that. It's funny you say that though, because Cal Freezy on The Fellas told a similar story.
I could defo find
You
the
know
song.
Rap God by Eminem?
Yeah.
As a kid, Cal Freezy memorized that, performed it to his mum, and she was like, told him that he made it up or whatever, and she thought it was so good that got like his aunt on FaceTime or whatever, who he then performed it to then. And then he said he went back to his room and the guilt was eating him up so much he had to go back down and come clean to his mum. It's not really mine, it's an Eminem song.
Okay, I found the song.
Yeah, go on, what is it?
It's called Neapolitan Dreams by Lisa Mitchell. It came out in 2008.
How have you found, what did you?
I know the lyrics, I remember it.
Oh, you searched the lyrics, okay.
I don't forget these things.
Okay, I'll overlay the song and we fucking can't copyright.
No.
Well, you can search,
Wait,
what's it called again?
Can I play even a section of it?
No. Not if it's a real song.
Okay, well, the lyrics, if anybody really cares enough, it's the
No,
part
just say
of
the
the
name
song.
of the song, they can Google it.
I've
blood.
just fucking told you. It's Neapolitan Dreams
that's what
by
I need.
Lisa
Why are you sending them
Mitchell.
the lyrics then?
Because it's a specific section of the song.
Oh, okay. Right, so she's going to do a fucking slam poetry reading of the
Yes,
lyrics.
I am. It's only about 4 lines.
Get your clicks ready.
It goes, wait, no. Hold on.
Great start.
It goes, you go and I'll be okay. I can dream the rest away. It's just a little touch of fate. It will be okay. That is literally the only
Bars.
bit. Yeah, that's what my dad said when I sang it to him. I know. That's why I said that I came up with the song.
That's what my dad said.
So,
Oh, fuck. That's funny. That is fucking funny.
so that was just another lie that I made up as a kid. Anything else?
We're just fucking liars on this podcast. Nothing we say is
But
true.
again, they're not even deep lies. I don't
No,
gain
they're not.
anything
They're
from them,
funny.
and like nothing ever came from me telling my dad I composed
The deep ones
I
aren't
sang
the
like
ones.
4 lines of a song.
The deep ones aren't the ones the kids tell the parents. The deep ones are sometimes the ones the parents tell the kids. But yeah, whose guy was it? I can't remember who did the last.
I've run out of them, so
Okay, I'm just going to run through. A lot of mine are just stupid. And,
speed round.
Right. When my ex-girlfriend was a kid, she had misbehaved, and her dad told on what her dad used to tell her was, "I'm only going to buy you one boob when you grow up."
That was the last one I had actually. I did have one more. And it was that one.
Wait, these are 2 different posts, though, 2 different people.
Okay, well, someone's lying.
Yeah, one of you are lying.
I screenshotted that as well. I thought, what the hell? You're only going to buy her one boob when she grew up. That's brutal.
That's the funniest thing is just the fact that would terrify a kid.
Yeah. That definitely
And
will.
I'm also going to buy you one. Like, that's how they think that they work.
Literally, what the hell?
Right, is that all of yours done then? Or have you
That
got
is
any
all
more?
of mine done. The last one I had was the buying the boob one. The Cocomelon.
Fuck's sake, right.
Yet another reference to boobs. Comment Milkies down below.
Right, I've got one here. I told my kids fucking hell, I can't speak
Spit
today.
it out, love.
I told my kids. You know what? Sorry, they've actually typed it wrong in here. That's what's throwing me off. I told my kids if they put if the, and it's if they.
Okay, we forgive you.
I told my kids if they didn't behave in the drive-thru, they'd get a sad meal. That's a hamburger and a spanking.
Calling it a spanking is horrible as well.
Yeah, it is. In 2025, yeah, spanking's a thing. It's like what I did to the word moist. The same effect. Yeah, fucking hamburger and a smack. It's a sad meal. So I was talking about something with someone the other day and someone called it a sad meal. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it's because, short one, but I ordered the new McDonald's, accidentally ordered a Minecraft meal from the McDonald's thing. I just wanted
Sure.
as in, when I say accidentally,
This guy wanted a little Minecraft toy.
as in, I ordered it thinking that, like, because they're doing a collab, that, you know, like the Stormzy meal, there was nothing fucking different about it, maybe other than the packaging.
Yeah.
It's just I thought it was going to be the same thing. And I just wanted a 9 nugget meal. So I ordered that, and it turned up, and there's a fucking little Minecraft, like, chest box thing. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I've got it here. Hang on, one sec. Right, so yeah, I ordered it, and I got this little Minecraft chest thing. I opened it, and got fucking this.
Ew.
Little random, like, Minecraft toy thing. I was like, what the fuck? Why have I got that? I checked back on the app, and then, yeah, it was a fucking Minecraft. Did you say ew?
What is it? Is it duck?
It's like a little dark Minecraft character with wings. Like the wings you can get in the game.
Looks scary.
It does look kind of creepy. That's not like the...
It looks a bit like the Five Nights at
angry.
Freddy. The Five Nights at Chica. Is that her name?
Yeah.
The Five Nights at Freddy, like, duck thing, bird
Five
thing.
Nights at Freddy's.
Exactly.
But yeah, right, let's go through another... I've got a few more.
Hit me with a...
My grandpa told me that there's a tube connecting my belly button to my butt, and that if I unscrew my belly button, my butt will fall off.
Ew. That's disgusting.
It's disgusting, but also just that my arse will fall off, and that's what's terrifying.
Oh, I saw another one. I forgot to screenshot it. Someone said their mum told them if they ate too much sugar that their bum cheeks would be glued together. What?
Do you know what gets me? It's where the fuck do they come up with
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It's more like what's made you think that, and then think, yeah, I'm going to tell my kid. I'm going to tell my kid that their bum cheeks are going to be glued together because they had too much sugar. I mean, 10 out of 10 for creativity, but at the same time, go. You need some psychiatric help.
My stupid brain as a kid would test that as like a science experiment, not thinking she meant permanently.
Glue them shut, love. Do it.
I don't want
I'd like to see you try.
I think this might be my last one I've got. My flatmate grew up on a farm and was told by her parents that their TV only worked when it rained, and she believed it for far, far too long.
What? Surely it would make more sense to say, like, it only worked when it didn't. Well, I guess their idea is it probably didn't rain that much, so they want her to not go on the TV.
Yeah, maybe it didn't rain that much.
But logic-wise, surely it would. Like, why would you think the TV would only work when it's raining?
Yeah.
Like, it would make more sense to say, oh, when it's not raining, just to say something about the wires or electrics or something. But I guess...
Well, I'm guessing it's because they don't want their kid watching TV all the time.
Yeah.
And then when there rains, they're going to be stuck indoors anyway. And then once that happens, they're like, oh, I don't want to fucking do a load of bullshit, so you can just watch TV. So
just trying to think of the logic behind it. There is none.
I saw one that was...
none.
I saw a kind of smart one as well that was when this parent would only allow certain amounts of like iPad time for the kid or whatever. And the way she would do it is, rather than doing all this screen lock bullshit, is whenever they get a certain amount of time for it, she'd give them the iPad on 5% so that it dies. And the kids are never, like, they obviously must be really young, because I would have fucking figured out that, what the fuck is this bitch not charged? Where's the charger? Give me it, run me it.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking whether or not, like, run me the charger.
But yeah, and then the kids are just, and she said every time, like, she can just be in another room, and then she just hears them go, like, oh, it's dead. Kids are so cute sometimes, man, with the shit they come out
But
with.
some kids nowadays, 100% would just be like, run me the charger.
Oh, they're too tech literate now from a young age. It's the whole thing of like Steve Jobs didn't allow his kids to have iPads.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, iPad kids are scary.
iPad kids are scary. I've seen my fair share of iPad kids.
A lot of people say the same about like video games when they're younger and shit, but I actually think like a console is so much better for a kid than a fucking iPad, because one, that like they can just go on anything and do anything. They've got access to the whole internet. I know there's like safety locks and all this shit and child safe things and whatever, but also like it's like kids YouTube. Have you actually seen some of the terrifying shit that's on there?
Yeah, I think both aren't great, but I definitely think an iPad is worse to
100
use.
1,000,000%. Like as a kid, and also like a console and shit, once you get to a certain age or once you're in school and stuff, it's actually social. Like you're talking to your friends and shit. Yeah, you're not playing outside all the time, and it can get to a point where they're on it too much. But like, it's not gonna like iPad kids want that damn iPad in front of them all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like no kid over a console is that feral over it. They might love it a lot, or like when they do have free time, they want to play in it. iPad kids will be like watching breakfast, walking around, going to the shop with you. They want that iPad in front of them 24/7.
Yeah, like I remember when I was in primary school, like because we were still kind of in the age where you didn't really have phones or anything like that, or if you did, or if you did, they weren't smartphones.
My first little phone was like one of the, not a proper flip phone, but like the ones where you like the flick up ones, like they slide up.
Mine was like
the 9 buttons.
Mine was like my mum's old work phone that had a touch screen, so I thought I was sick, obviously, but like it didn't do anything. Like, and I only had like a tiny amount of credit on it. I couldn't go online.
Oh my god!
I couldn't do anything. Basically, I could just send some text.
I can't remember who it was. One of my friends, like when I say recently, I mean in the last few years, like when they're an adult, like at uni age, I remember talking about like, oh, like just call this person, or like can you call this person or whatever. And I was like, I'm out of credit.
Well, recently.
Yeah, and I was like, what fucking phone contract do you want? Because they didn't have an old phone or anything. I was like,
can you even get credit anymore?
That's what I thought. Or like maybe I know there are some contracts where you have like limited calls and shit like that. That's fair enough. But maybe that's just what they meant and they called it credit. But I was like, phone credit is like a different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking like you put like £10 on your account and that covers X amount of text.
Yeah, it's
and you only
credit. Wow, what a
throwback. But I remember like, and I think I said this to you before, again, like even up to maybe year like 5, year 6-ish or whatever, and like you'd get home from school, go on your family PC. I'd go on Moshi Monsters, put a note.
Oh my god, Moshi Monsters!
Put a note on someone's like board,
on their board,
and then be like, meet me at the park in 10 minutes or something. Because like at least where I'm from, same probably for you. If you go to the same school, you probably live within like 10 minutes of each other. Or in the same kind of area.
Oh, as in like you're talking, meet me at the real like park, like outside our houses in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, because that's the only way that we could connect with each other, because we didn't have smartphones. A lot of my schoolmates still didn't have phones at all. I felt like I had a phone quite early. Not that I could do anything on it, but like I still had one quite early. So I'd have to contact them over things like Moshi Monsters. Whereas nowadays, kids like 11, 12 years old
get an iPhone 15.
iPhone 15, they're on TikTok, they're doing up crazy things.
I think that's what actually scares me most about becoming a parent, if I ever do become a parent. I don't really want kids, to be honest, at least right now. Like, at least me looking, I don't mean right now as in I don't want to have a kid right now, don't get me wrong. But as in, I don't think I'm going to want kids, at least in my current brain state. But if I was to have one, that would terrify me the most, more than anything. Like, just because you can't, like, back then it was kind of like, yeah, you weren't the fucking coolest kid around if you had like a little flick phone or whatever, but it was also somewhat normal. Like, a lot of people had them. Like, if you gave a kid like a flick phone now, whether you just like, your kid would just think you hate them.
Yeah, 100%.
Every other kid at school's got an iPhone or a touch or like a smartphone at least.
Yeah, whereas like when I got my first phone, even though mine was to be, like I said, it was like kind of cool at the time. I was buzzing with it. Even if my mum gave me a brick phone, I would have been buzzing with it 100%. I
remember getting it and thinking, yeah, I'm buzzing. And then also at the time realizing like, I don't fucking have anyone's number or anything. I can't do anything on this shit. Like, I can't, even if I had someone's number, like text them takes like a year.
All I really used my phone for was the occasional text to my friends that had a phone as well. And then I'd play the games that came on the phone, which was like the Snake one. You know,
I used to play Snake all the time.
Snake, when you like get the little dot and it gets longer. I used to play that all the time.
You can do that on Spotify, you know. You can go if you go on a playlist and you click on the three dots. You can click. There's a thing that says "Eat my playlist," and you can play Snake. And it's basically like when you get the dots are albums, like album covers from your playlist. Do it now. Go
my
on
phone?
Spotify. Yeah, go on Spotify right now. Here's where Lexie's like, my phone's too old. Actually, your phone isn't even
Three
too old.
dots.
She just hasn't updated it in time. On a playlist, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
My phone's too old.
I think genuinely. This one's even older, but you can do it. Here's the thing: if you've got Spotify on your phone and you're not running iOS fucking Stone Age like Lexie is, then yeah. But I'm joking about it because you don't have an old phone. You just haven't updated it. You're running what like
CBA,
iOS,
mate.
whatever it is, like 14, 15.
What iOS am I on? That's a great
It's like
topic.
17, 18 out now. What are you on?
16.
Yeah, you're on 2 whole iOSs behind the current one. I wouldn't have thought that would have been an iOS thing though, but maybe it is to do with the App Store and shit. But yeah, on Spotify anyway, on Spotify now, you can play Snake with your playlist. It's actually kind of cool. I would show you, but my phone is being used right now. But yeah.
Well, anyway.
God, don't sound too excited, will you? No, I'm not excited either because it is the end of the episode. I'm devastated. But I had a lot of fun filming this. It's
a great app, guys.
Yeah, it's a great app. Probably one of my favorite ones I've recorded in a while.
Yeah, agreed. It was so silly. What we like.
If you're still with us and you enjoyed, if you're on YouTube with us, please give us a subscribe to the channel. We're chasing 200 subs. We're at 120 right now. Yippee! Give us a subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video. If you're on our audio platforms, that's Apple Music and Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating, please, and leave a comment if you can. If you're on social media at all, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at everythingnothing.pod, and we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye. Love you.